Why, hello there, RACS students. This is 1G Power Words Day 21. Can you believe that we've been doing this for 21 days? Oh, there goes my camera. It's getting a little weird. See if I can fix it. Oh, I did. Cool. So I am Miss Phelps, and let's get started with today. I'm very excited because we get to read one of my favorite books. I know I say that about all the books, but this one's really cool. Here are all of the words that we are going to need to know in order to read our book today. We are going to read them at flash speed like fluent readers. Do you think that you can read these words even faster than me? Let's find out. Ready, set, go. Do, one, live, there, no, all, like, where, yes, we, are, look, of, in, big, lots, by, is, can. What's this one again? Here, I, be, the, this. How did you do? Did you read your power words as fast as I did or even faster? Let's find out. All right, so the book that we are going to be reading today is called What Are Houses Like in Africa? And before we read that book, we're just going to go over our picture match just to give us a little bit more background knowledge on what that really means. I want you to look at this picture. And I also want to let you know that, well, we'll get there. Look at this picture. We're going to start with the first box right here. And what is it pointing to? A house. All right, so now let's look at our word bank. What sound do we hear at the beginning of the word house? House. What letter is that? H. Good job. And so now we're going to look and see if do any of our words in our word bank start with H. This one does. All right, let's keep that in our brain and let's go see if we see any other words that start with H. Nope, that's it. Okay. House it is. Let's see the next one. I think this is pointing to a woman. Let's see, woman, W. Let's see. I'm not seeing any W, so let's try and see if we can figure out what it might be. A says, no. D. Nope, she's not doing anything that starts with D. No. Maybe she's tying something? Oh, I think it's this one. I think that she is sitting. This is the word sit. Now, again, you don't have to memorize all of these words, but this is just helping us figure out some of the other words that might be in our book and get our brain ready for reading. Now, what is this box pointing to? Oh, my camera's getting weird again. All right, I'm going to turn my camera off. So you'll still be able to hear me, you just won't be able to see me, and that's okay. What is this box here pointing to? Do you know what this is? This is the continent of Africa. And Africa is a continent like North America, not just the United States, right? So in North America, we have the United States, which is where we live, but we also have Canada, Mexico, and a couple of other countries inside of it. Now, Africa is a huge continent. It is even bigger than the United States. It is bigger than the country that we live in. And because it's so big, that means that it is very diverse. So while there absolutely are places in Africa that look just like this, and people who live in houses that look like this and do things like this, as we read in our book, you'll see that there's places in Africa that look completely different than this. There are people that live in large cities or that don't live in, well, the kind of environment that we will figure out that this is. They might live in really lush, not quite a rainforest, but in really lush savannas and all of these really interesting things. So, and people even speak different languages and do different activities because it's so big. There are over 5,000 different languages in Africa alone. It's a lot. Okay. So what is this box here pointing to? Africa. And what sound do we hear at the beginning of Africa? This is not a letter that we have learned with our reading program, but it is a letter that we should have learned in kindergarten. Africa. Ah, ah, ah. What letter says ah, ah, ah? A. All right, let's look for a word that starts with A. Oh, there's one, and it's even a capital letter because Africa is the name of a place, so it gets a capital letter A. Africa. What is this pointing to right here? It looks like sand. C. Nope, there's no words that start with S or an S left. So let's see what fits here. D, d. I remember if you were a kindergarten student, we have learned about deserts and desert environments. And even if you're in second grade, I think you talked about it just briefly. So this is a desert. Deserts get very little rain, and that's really all that makes a desert a desert, because there's hot deserts and cold deserts, but that's not what we're learning about today. What is this pointing to? To me, that looks like a tent. Let's see. Tent. T. Tent, tent, tent. Oh, tent. Now we're going to come down here to this little giraffe. And what is the giraffe doing? They are going to, this is a 2G power word, but we haven't learned any 2G power words yet. That is the word eat. The giraffe is eating some leaves. What about over here? This is a hard one. Let me see. I see a pot with some fire. Looks like it's over on some sticks. So I'm going to think that they are cooking, because if you ever go camping with a tent, you're probably going to cook on something like this with an open flame and then either a pot or a pan, or sometimes people make their coffee on it. Oh, I skipped one. I'm sorry. What word do you think this is right here? What is this pointing to? The river. River. Good job. All right, now the last one, cook. So now that we have done all of that, we are going to go into our ARC bookshelf. We are going to, I'm in the, Foundational Skills Toolkit, Independent Reading Language Assessment, 1G, and what are houses like in Africa? Oh, I think I zoomed in on this by accident. I would like, zoom out, please. There we go. What? Use your power words. Let's read it. Ready? Go. What are houses like in Africa? Here is our title page. And see the diversity that I was talking about there? Does this look at all similar to this over here? Not really, right? Over here, and we'll get more into this. Over here, we see it looks like a big city near lots of water. And over here, this looks like a house built out of stone. And maybe they're in a desert or near some mountains, both. South Africa. That is a country all the way at the bottom by the Cape of Good Hope in Africa. There are houses here. Uganda is another country in Africa. It's a little bit more near the middle. Do all the houses look like this? This is Cameroon. No, there can be one house. We're going up to Northern Africa now, near Spain and Morocco. There can be lots of houses. This is also in Morocco, but in a different part. There are houses in the desert. Good job. Make sure that we are reading quickly and fluently, at least as fast as I am, if not faster. Uganda. There are houses on the river. This is in Kenya. There are houses like this. We live here. Oh, look, there's a little boy. Look in. Here is where we sit. This is where we cook. Oh, look at how cute he is. Let's see, did this one say what country they're in? No. This is again in Morocco. There are houses like this. We live here. Look in. Here is where we sleep. Look in. Here is where we cook. Now I want you to take a moment, look at this picture right here, right? So this is their kitchen, this is where they cook. Does this look similar or different to this? Some things that are similar that I see are they both have, it looks like pots and pans, but some things are different. It looks like they might be cooking outside and they might be cooking inside. This is in Egypt, again in North Africa. There are big houses. We live in this house. Look in. Here is where we sit. Look in. Here is where we eat. Oh, that looks like a nice table, huh? But they have some yummy food there. Back in Morocco, and look, even in Morocco, we had a house that was by the river, and a house that was in the city. Does this look like it's by a river in the city? No, right? It's very diverse. There's a lot of different things in it. Tents can be houses. I live here. Look in. Here is where I sleep. Look in. Here is where I eat. All right, this is where we are going to pause for today because you are going to read the rest of this book all by yourself. We have started reading it together. Hopefully that was a nice refresher on the power words in case you needed a little bit more practice. And for your assignment today, you are going to finish reading this book and upload a video of it to your portfolio. You should be able to access this book. It is called What Are Houses Like in Africa? You should be able to access it on your Art Bookshelf account. If that is not working for some reason, I will slowly flip through the pages right now, and you can always pause and finish reading it just through the YouTube video itself. All right. Thank you so much for learning with me. Oh, my face is back. Very cool. Thank you so much for learning with me. I had a wonderful time doing this with all of you, and I will see you in the next lesson. Be sure to ask your teachers if you feel like you're ready to see how many power words that you know so far and see if you're ready to move up to 1G, because I bet you're really, really close if you're not there already. Have a great day